We're going to run out of time, so I've got to move the subject on. I'm really, really sorry, because I have a question that I want to ask, and it's back to Arsenal with some news that's come out today. Fiction or football, Kunle? Partey leaving Arsenal will make them a better team.
Fiction. Fiction, yeah, definitely fiction. If Partey leaves this summer, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous because I don't think we do enough to replace him, and just bringing in Zubimendi is not enough for me personally. So I think fiction, man. We're worse.
I mean, I don't know whether they're better, but I think it's a commitment to a new way of playing, which we've done every single year under Arteta. But I think Arteta, you get Zubimendi, and he's not this. Partey was really good at, getting the ball back, and he was a good passer, not taking that away. But Partey's strength was physicality. He could dominate midfield. Martin Zubimendi was getting outpaced by Casemiro when I watched them in that Europa League game. Now, albeit it's one game, I'm not going to judge him too harshly, but getting outpaced by Uncle Casemiro in the great year of 2025 doesn't exactly make me think you're going to be this dual monster. So
Everyone
you must be coming in to be this.
Everyone has
but you must be coming in to be this playmaker from deep, which therefore means I think Arteta's trying to make us a somewhat return back to that style of football from the first go round when you went for the title and you just missed out on it. If that's the way you're going back to, then I think you're better. Because I think that first year under Arteta, where you were challenging for a title, that's the best football I've seen Arsenal play under him. If you're doing Zubimendi because he's tall, and we want to continue to do what we do at the minute, which is tall players everywhere on the pitch, you will be worse because Zubimendi's not as good at that as Thomas Partey is, despite the fact he's a bit taller.
Is he tall?
He's like 5'11", 6 foot.
You'll be better without him. You'll be better without him because you might have to put a right back in the right position now, like not him. So you will be getting a rinse down that side, and his creativity is really non-existent in midfield.
He's 5'9", Tom.
Who? Partey?
Is he?
Yeah.
Zubimendi's 5'9".
Hey, one drop of the shoulder, then he's off, mate. Are you joking?
No way, Zubimendi 5'9".
He's 1 point.
Hey, go just type in Partey drop of the shoulder, and you'll see, bro.
According to this, he's 5'9".
That drop of the shoulders.
I've got 5'11".
Yeah, I got 5'11".
5'11", 180.
You got dodgy sources, Henry Rice, for an Arsenal fan.
Well, yeah, me and Terry should know this, shouldn't we?
I think you'd be better off for real.
Yeah,
he doesn't look 5'11".
5'11". I thought he looked taller than 5'11".
Really?
Let's meet in the middle and say he's 5'10" then.
No, I've got 5'11" by multiple sources. I'm not using a 5'9" source.
Hey, what was your answer, Tom? Football or fiction?
I'm gonna say fiction because I don't think he's going to return. But if he's going back to the football you played in 22-23, it's football 100%. That's the best football Arsenal can play. But I don't think he's going to do that. I still think Arteta's too scared.
So what's your midfield going to be now that he's Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you just an open question. Is that
why
better?
Are you proud? Is yours better than that? Or something?
No. Mine's won trophies though, so... let me ask you a question.
Oh my God, we should not have let
that. Let me ask you, where does that
midfield
rank in the Premier League? Is it better than Newcastle's? Is it better than Tonali, Gomari's, and Joelinton?
It's not better than that. That's the best midfield in the league.
It's the best midfield in the league.
Is it better than Liverpool?
Who's midfield? Liverpool's
Newcastle's midfield is the best midfield in the league.
It's better than ours.
Liverpool's
better than ours.
Liverpool.
Your midfield
Our midfield is not better than Newcastle's.
No.
Okay, so
we're saying yours is better than
all of them in McAllister, but that's
and do you reckon yours is better than ours?
Yeah, Chelsea's is better.
Then why do you never dominate us in Arsenal Chelsea games?
Because I don't think that issue is purely on the midfield, but I just think as the players.
But your midfield never dominates.
Yeah, play with the back six.
Chelsea's midfield. I don't think the system is about. I don't think the system for Chelsea is about the midfield dominating games when they're going to play Arsenal. I just don't think it's. I think it's.
When it comes to Arsenal, you get a bit scared. I get it.
No, I just think it's been a little bit.
The only one game you had a decent game against us was without Partey. Every time Partey plays you, we dominate the midfield.
Isn't this without Partey? Isn't this Partey leaving?
Yeah.
We don't know how the next one looks.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that midfield is getting in the top. It's probably.
Is that better than Rodri, Reinders?
Can I ask you a question about Zubimendi though, guys? Sorry, just because obviously, why when he was about to join Liverpool did everybody go, wow, this player in the Prem? Why when he's joined? Well, but Liverpool weren't rated. Hang on, just let me finish the question. Liverpool weren't even rated as a team that was going to go on and win. They weren't rated like they're rated today. Everyone's like, they've fallen off a little bit. Why was the hype around Zubimendi so big 2 years ago, but now suddenly he's this little shrimp that can't cut it in the Prem? What's changed?
Because he's been linked with
said
Arsenal.
no to Liverpool. Said low to Liverpool.
Yeah.
So that's why Tom hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings up that one game against Casemiro that he played badly.
I'll be honest.
Bring any of the good ones.
I'll be honest. I hadn't watched him before we were linked with him. After he turned us down, I watched him and I wasn't all that moved by him.
But you thought he was quite tall though.
No, because I was rated. He's tall, 5'11". He's tall for a midfielder.
I'm 5'11". That's not. Look at the size of Dan
for a midfielder.
It's the same thing that people are starting to do.
Midfielder, 5'11", relatively tall.
5, mate.
Every time a player's linked with Arsenal, he's not as good as he was.
Look at the size of Dan. I know right now he looks about 5 foot. That's fucking tall. He's like a mountain. Sorry, but go on, carry on.
I just think I hadn't watched Zubimendi before we were linked to them, and everything you were in once you were linked to them, because comps just give you everything you want to know. They're the biggest dopamine hits ever. I was told he's the next Rodri, this, that, and the other, and then I watched him play for Sociedad this year, and I went, he's a good passer. He's not exactly, this monster who can hold the DM spot down on his own and allow others to go out and do what they want. Now that works for Arsenal because you've got Rice there who can also. Rice does all that ground cover and everything, so it's a smart signing for Arsenal. But he's just not the player that I thought he was when all the news was coming out, and I hadn't watched him. Once I started watching him,
he was like a Busquets.
Now I know he's more of a guy who sits there and dictates your tempo and this, that, and the other. When we were linked with him at the time, I thought I was getting this miniature Rodri who not only is very good at the passing, but covers ground well, flies into tackles. You can play two really attacking midfielders, and you're all right because he's.
I honestly think you're getting something that's closer to Zubimendi than you are to Rodri.
Oh, now you are, yeah.
That's
now that I've watched them.
No, that's what you're getting. Zubimendi was good enough to play for Real Madrid, and I think Zubimendi falls into a similar category.
Stop that. Man.
That's why Real Madrid wanted them.
Yeah, I think he just is a decent ball-playing midfielder that would do well in that sort of style of football in that league.
Do you swap Rice around with him, though? That's the question.
Yeah, Rice as an 8 is far better than Rice as a 6.
Put him in as the 8 because he is an 8. He's a really good one.
I think that's still up for debate for me, but
that's the question.
Yeah, right? I think it'll be. Listen, I just think it's one of those things. There'll be a mixture depending on the games, who they play. Arsenal clearly invert both their fullbacks into midfield, which means that it's not like Zubimendi is going to be in there by himself at all times. There's always going to be a fullback with him. I think it's a really good signing. I think it's more about the package with Arsenal. I mean, Ornstein, I think, has said if Partey leaves, they'll sign another midfield player. So they'll go in for somebody else, as it were. But I actually think I think Arsenal will be a better team if he leaves. And my rationale is not about Partey's last season or his ability. This man was a crock for 2 years and had a really good season. My feeling is if he signs a new deal, he spends half of it out injured last year. I think last season not getting injured was the anomaly, not the injuries for the previous 2 seasons. I think that he not got away with it because he obviously looked after himself, but I think Arsenal will suffer bad luck with him if he signs an extension. I think he'll be injured. I think they're better off if the recruitment is good, moving on to a younger model and a player that can develop, especially with Rice and Zubimendi being there. You've got that room to maybe go out there. There's a young lad at Sevilla.
As long as they do that, though, Terry. As long as
I agree. But I think at the same time, so it's I don't think it's this end of the world that people are making it out to be. I get Arsenal fans are stressed because they haven't seen Zubimendi touch the shirt yet, and they're too slow because. You know what I mean? I do hope, by the way, all these Arsenal fans kicking off and moaning when they have to do work at 9 a.m. I hope if it's only an hour commute, they're leaving at 5 a.m. because they've got to leave really early to make sure that it's all done on time. Like, I do find it so strange, personally. But that's just me. Gents, look, I want to thank you all for coming on the show today. I really do appreciate it. It was a little bit earlier than usual because of me, because I'm live on the United stand at 7 p.m. So if you guys want to join us over there, that would be great to see you there. We're talking in Bobo's Hijack. We're talking all things Manchester United. So if you are a United fan watching, I'll see you over there. Gentlemen, thank you all for coming on. Dan, Henry, Tom, K-Mac, Kunle. Appreciate it loads. To all of our viewers and our super chatters, you're absolute legends. Please hit the like button before you go. Take care. Sorry, I've got to answer this point. Sorry, Terry, that's not true. Partey was pretty injury-free except for that year.
Huh? Should I take this or do you want it?
You
Which
have it
year?
as an Arsenal fan.
This is multiple years.
Like, this is the only season we've been able to rely on Partey, bro. Like, let's keep it 100. And that's the reason why I don't think he'll stay, because I think he wants a pay rise and he's going to be 32.
Yeah.
Like, after getting one good season, it don't really make
So since he's been at Arsenal, he had 3 injuries in the 2021 season, 3 injuries in the and that accumulated to he had 4 injuries in that first season. The 3 in that first season that accumulated to just under 100 days. In the 21-22 season, it was almost 150 days out injured. In the 22-23 season, it was just 2 injuries. In fact, it was only 30 days he missed that season. In 23-24, he missed 160 days. Last season, it was just 6 days in totality. So if you look at his 5 years at Arsenal, barring last year and the 23-24 campaign, the 22-23 campaign where he only missed 30 days, which is still quite a lot. You're still missing him for...
It depends when you miss him. If he misses the business end of the season,
he also missed a lot of big games in those seasons. You remember, it was a lot of the big games he always had these little knocks for. So for me, I just, again, as he gets older, you give him some 2. I just think at 32 is actually, I think, again, if the recruitment's crap, then you're in trouble. But if the recruitment is decent, then I don't think they're wrong to, as you say, not giving him like a 2-year deal of a pay rise.
Yeah.
But listen, everyone who's tuning in.